Texans and the Chiefs, next on Madden Football.
It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Today we reach Week 15 and we've got a good matchup in store between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans. Brandon Gaudin joined by Charles Davis. CD, you look at the Chiefs in this matchup, you figure they've got to be looking forward to this one. They've got a clear advantage on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, and they totally understand it, not just by running the numbers, but those numbers do play into it because you've got one of the better passing offenses in the league, a top 10 unit, going up against one of the poor defenses in the league. So I think we're going to see these guys take some shots downfield. But right from the start, I expect them to attack and get right after them.
And we are underway from NRG Stadium in Houston. And we will not get a run back here to start. It's a touchback, and it will come out to the 25. As the Texans offense runs out, we get a peek at the man under center. Second-year quarterback Davis Mills out of Stanford.
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say,
and right off the bat, Mills looking to throw it. Looking sideline, and he's going to have his man as he was able to walk the tightrope there for the completion. First run of the game here for Dameon Pierce. And he'll fight for a couple as the tackle is made at about the 32. Third play of this opening drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 3. To throw, Mills. Gets the dump off to Pierce. And he's out of bounds, able to take this one up to the 35. 3 yards there, good enough to keep the drive moving. The Texans have 3-10 now on the year. And they come in losers of 2 straight, so trying to turn things around here.
and you just mentioned 2 straight, and when you're talking about 2 games, that's nothing to panic about. They feel like they've been a little bit unlucky in the last couple. This is a club that's more than capable of turning things around, and I expect them to play really well here.
A first down throw for Mills. He'll get this into the hands of Nico Collins. And out across midfield down to the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 45-yard line. 1st and 10, it's Pierce. And down inside the 40 to about the 38. The numbers on the ground for Pierce last week. 24 carries, 129 yards, and he threw a touchdown in there for good measure.
And the way they ran the ball last week has to bring a smile to the faces of the entire coaching staff, because not only are they seeing a back pile up yardage, they're seeing an offensive line in sync, and that bodes well this late in the season.
And he works his way free all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone. And that'll go for a gain of 18 on the keeper. First down. And this, I mean, it's certainly something to watch out for. He is not afraid to call his own number on plays like that. And here he takes it for good yardage.
And we know this defense prepared all week for this, but sometimes when you see it in person, it's a whole different ball game. And all that preparation, it goes right out the window.
Pierce now up the middle. Shifts by at the 15. And Nick Bolton there on the tackle. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. And they'll try to throw here. Mills. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. A.J. Brown with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how. Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you know, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you're really out here in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there. These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. You know, get some fresh air, a little sun on your face. A little wind in there. Yeah, that's right. And they'll start at the 25 as McKinnon decides against returning it. Time to get our first look at one of the star faces of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes and his Kansas City offense. Really the gold standard among NFL offenses since he became the starter in 2018. And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception. But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right? If you go 3 to 1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down. Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now. And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And he takes this up right near the 45-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's Mahomes to throw. It's Kelsey on the ground. And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield. So a 1st and 10 now in Houston territory at the 49-yard line. Mahomes going to leave it with Edwards-Helaire on the draw. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. On 2nd and 7, Mahomes under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Ross Blacklock in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. And every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest. After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Back to throw here. That's going to be caught along the sideline, and what a job of keeping his feet in bounds. They say that's a catch. Mahomes to MVS there for the Kansas City first. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3. Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That's good for 21 yards and a first down. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game. Yeah, remember our conversation? We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early. So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. And he's got Hardman in the end zone. Touchdown, Kansas City. From 17 yards out. And the Chiefs respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And the QB rating right now, sky high. 4 for 4 on that opening drive, and it ends with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, I don't know quite how to figure it out. I think I need my friends from MIT to come in and help me. I think 158.3 is the number one.
Yep, that's the
right. That's the highest you can get. That's where he is. He'd like to continue on that pace.
Harrison Butker is on for the extra point. It's up and good. So these teams match touchdowns here in the first quarter, and we're tied 7-7. So an 8-play drive covering 80 yards. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Out now comes the Houston offense as you take a look at the playoff picture in the AFC. The partner, just looking at some of the struggles they've had this season, the playoffs are not in their future. As they start to peer toward the offseason, what moves might they make?
I think the running back position, and I know we talk all the time about the NFL being a passing league, but the teams that run the ball effectively, they're the ones that go deep into the playoffs and go to the Super Bowl. They have to upgrade here. And you and I both know in recent years in the draft, people have shied away from taking a runner early. But if there's that special one there, I say they go get him.
And this will be a Texans first down as he's got this past the 35 to about the 37. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. Another carry for Pierce. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. Second and 5 now. Mills. To the sideline. Wow, what a catch. Doesn't get a lot out of it, but he is able to keep the feet in bounds. On 3rd and 1, here's Mills. Going deep downfield for Ross. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. On is the punter, Johnston, now as he sends this one away. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. Another drive coming for KC, and we'll see Marquez Valdez-Scantling once again. Well, he's within shouting distance of a 1,000-yard season. Going to need a pretty good finish, though, if he wants to reach that mark.
Well, I like how you phrased it, partner. He is within shouting distance. If he stays on this pace, he's got a shot at it. But he needs a big game in there, right, to make sure that he gets it. So you know that during the week, in practice, and look, he asks for the ball all the time anyway. He's really going to ask for the ball and let his quarterback know he's open.
And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? Second and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
Meanwhile, Mahomes' throw complete there to Smith-Schuster. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. The numbers for Smith-Schuster in that game last week. 5 catches, 88 yards, and a touchdown.
And now it's 12 touchdowns on the season, which tells you he's doing more than his share of great route running and finding ways to get open and putting the ball in the end zone.
On second down, a run with Edwards-Helaire. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. On first down, Mahomes. Open man right side is Smith-Schuster, complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 37. Looking to throw again on second down. Mahomes. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 22-yard line. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
They go back to the ground with Edwards-Helaire. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Nice play by Jerry Hughes to drop him behind the line.
That's a good illustration of setting the edge as a defensive end, being able to make sure that you stay on your feet no matter what type of block, and you're not going to get pushed inside. Stayed home, skated to the outside, and made the play.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They'll get him to the ground at the 20 following a pickup of 4. These two teams all tied after 1. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter. Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. Mahomes going to throw. And this is going to be incomplete. So on 4th down, Mahomes off. Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. Butker's kick here is good. And they take the lead here now at 10-7. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
The final 4 weeks of the NFL season are upon us, and we got some intriguing matchups in prime time tonight. Patriots and Raiders, that's in Vegas. Josh McDaniels taking on his former employer there. And then Monday Night Football, the Rams and Packers from what should be a frosty Lambeau Field at 8:15 Eastern Time, 7:15 locally there in Green Bay. From the 29, Mills. It's complete to Brown, right side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down.
Well, that certainly has to feel good. It's not all the time that the play caller should get all the credit. Sometimes I think in the huddle, the quarterback just says, hey, who's going to make a play for me? I just need something right here. And the end result there, nice 1st down. Drive keeps moving.
Mills now looks to throw on 1st down. To Pierce, they set up the screen. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down. On 2nd down, here's Pierce. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the 1st down. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Pierce. And he'll be brought down with a 1st down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 44-yard line. A fresh set of downs on a gain of 13 there for the Texans.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 44-yard line. Pierce takes it straight ahead. Chris Jones, the all-pro defensive tackle, there to make the play defensively. On play action, Mills. He'll buy some time right. That's caught left side by the tight end, Jordan. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. That goes for a gain of 31.
When teams practice their plays during the week, they're hoping that it's going to pay off on game day. So it sure has to feel good for them when they hit them during a game, and they hit that one there for big yardage.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Here's Mills. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Frank Clark, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. Well, that's not how you hope to draw it up there on 1st and goal, CD, by taking a sack like that.
Well, they tried to be aggressive, didn't they? They didn't want to try and work their way past the goal line. They wanted it right there on that play. Unfortunately, it backfired against them. Now they have to try and pick it up here moving forward.
First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. He's going to keep this again. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Mills to throw it. Over the middle here to Brown. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. From the left hash, a chip shot here. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that will knot us up at 10. That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal, and yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. And the Chiefs now getting set to go. They currently sit 1 game over 500 thanks to their victory a week ago. Yeah, Charles, they've been really an up-and-down team all year. Do you think that they have enough to get into the playoffs?
Well, you did mention they've been up and down all year, so to me, it depends on what week you catch them. When they're at their best, I think they're definitely playoff-worthy. But to me, they haven't been able to bring the intensity week in and week out, and that could be their Achilles heel.
2nd down, back to Edwards-Helaire. And he'll scratch out a yard up to the 30, and that's all. Throwing is Mahomes on 3rd. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. This is a quarterback that's already in the top 100 all-time in passing yards, but that last throw going to move him past Roger Staubach on the all-time list. Roger Charles at 22,700.
Don't forget, he also won 2 Super Bowls, played from 1969 to 1979. And I would dare say Roger's numbers would be larger, but remember, he had a commitment to the Navy. For graduate of the Naval Academy, back then you had to serve your 5-year hitch before you could go on and join the NFL.
And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. Edwards-Helaire as they run out of the gun. And he'll get about 3 out of that up to the 39-yard line. The Chiefs on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10. Now here's Mahomes. Now a swing pass. It's Edwards-Helaire. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46. They do get 7 out of that, but not enough to prevent a 4th down.
I think that's strategy there, Brandon. 3rd down, they just said, we've got faith in our tacklers. We'll give you the short stuff, and just decided to protect the sticks. So every time I hear fans telling me tackling's not a part of the game anymore, plays like that, I can clip and save and show them you have to tackle well if you want to be a good defense.
On 4th down, Tommy Townsend to punt for Kansas City. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And good hustle here as this is going to be blown dead right at the 9-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. Out comes the Houston offense as they get set to take over here. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it. Forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field.
And this turns into disaster. He's not going to get forward progress. That'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. This is fielded at the 27. The Chiefs offense set to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, second and 12.
It's a line of scrimmage. Linebackers keep those shoulders square so they can go up and down, but when it's time to go, turn your shoulders just like a running back. Get through the line and hit the runner in the backfield.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on second and 12. To throw, it's Mahomes. And this pass caught by Gray. A short gain of just over 2 yards as the first half clock dips inside of 3 minutes.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route. And he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line. But once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
From the gun on third down, Mahomes. And that will be incomplete.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage. And just like that, they're standing at a fourth down. Well done.
On is the punter Townsend as he gets this one away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. And the Texans will take over. And now out comes Houston. And the last time they had the football, they surrendered 2 points on the safety. They don't want to do that one again.
No, not at all. It's almost like a bases clearing double, isn't it? Give up a couple of runs.
Sure.
just messes things up for you offensively. But now they've got to go ahead, take it, set it aside, and move forward.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. From the 36, Mills. And he slings one that's incomplete. They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Looking to throw is Mills. And that is incomplete. On 4th down, out is the punter Cameron Johnston to boot it away. Here's Hardman to return. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. KC's offense ready to take over. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
Ross Blacklock. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half.
I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
Now a carry for Edwards-Helaire. And he's taken down. It's a gain of 3 from the 17 to the 20. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. On 3rd down, here's Edwards-Helaire. And this will not get close to the first down marker as he's brought down at the 26. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That'll be a 41-yard punt, just 1 yard on the return. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. The Texans with the football here late in this first half. With this slim deficit closing in on the end of the first half, we'll see if they can move this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 out of this drive. And that is incomplete. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mills now. That's complete to John Ross. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Mills can't get away, and down he goes. The Texans going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half. He'll decide to keep this once more. And a pretty good run, all things considered. Probably would have liked that in the first quarter instead of right now as the clock continues to run. Swings this one out wide for Pierce. And to the 49-yard line, but no further. And obviously he is well short of the first. So we have reached halftime here in a tight 2-point contest. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15. We get started just upstate from us here in Florida. Dallas paying a visit to the Sunshine State to take on Jacksonville. And that one closing in on halftime with the Cowboys out on top. 2 touchdown passes there for Dak Prescott. From there, we take the long trip across the country, about as far as you can go. Check on the Seahawks in Seattle. And it was the visiting San Francisco 49ers that come in and get the victory. Trey Lance, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. Lastly, let's head up to the Twin Cities to check in on the Vikings at home in Minneapolis. And they fall in that one to the visiting Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor, what a game. 3 touchdown runs in the victory. Time now for a check of the next-gen stats in that first half for KC. And even though they've got the lead, they're likely going over ways they can improve the running game, as they didn't find a whole lot of success in those first 2 quarters. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they had a little bit more success on the ground than their opponents did, and that should set them up well for the second half to come.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. This fielded right at the goal line. Here comes the Chiefs offensive unit as they'll have it to begin quarter number 3. This offense set to begin the 3rd quarter. And, Charles, if they had a checklist of things they wanted to accomplish in the first half, certainly at the top of that list would be having the lead, and they've got that here.
That's always the most important box to check, isn't it? But also, they've had some success in their passing game, so probably an empty box establishing the run. They're on pace for fewer than 100 yards in this one, so now they want to make sure that they get that going so they truly have a control in this ball game, and down the stretch, being able to be balanced, either throw it or run it, and try and win this ball game. As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. He'll swing this one out to Edwards-Helaire. Short completion, just 4 yards, and that'll make it 2nd down. Throwing now is Mahomes. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. And again, it's Mahomes. And that is incomplete. Here's the Chiefs punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their own 19-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Pierce. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. The 71 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
One of the good things offenses did years ago was they lettered their gaps the same on each side. A gap between guard and center on either side. That's what you want to control when you're trying to run the ball up the middle.
And why is that?
Because typically you either have a big nose guard in there in an odd front, three-man front, or you have defensive tackles that might line up in the A-gaps trying to gain an advantage and get upfield themselves. If you can control that, it gives the back plenty of space to pick and choose where to go.
And there, a great inside run, broke the contact and got some space. Big gains in succession. Last one was over 20. This one over 30. They lulled them to sleep there, so to speak. That was all set up by the running game, wasn't it?
Another example of what all offensive coordinators tell us. When the running game's operating, it really opens up the playbook, and that's when they hit them with the play action. And you can see the defenders rushing towards the line of scrimmage, then scrambling back, trying to cover. Couldn't get there in time.
Well scripted. They had the big running play, now the big passing play. Now a handoff for Pierce. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18. Well, that is a running back who is not about to go down easily. He fought his way through the contact until the seas opened up for him.
And with a guy his size, you have to know defensively that arm tackles aren't going to fly with him. You have to be able to wrap up, or else he can just brush tacklers aside like they're not even there.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact. So 3 plays, already first and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run here with Pierce. And he's going to bull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Good yardage on first down. Now can they punch it in on second and goal? Here's Pierce. And they'll bring him down after just a short pickup. About a half yard from the end zone, third and goal. They'll run for it with Pierce. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
And I know this quarterback. His instinct, he's going to want to go for it here on fourth and goal. I want to see if the rational heads on the sidelines prevail, and they say this late in the game, let's get 3 in the lead. This debate is going to be fun.
Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. Fairbairn able to put this one through, and they take the lead out in front at 13-12. So, CD, maybe put a pin in that one as this game progresses. It's a field goal that gets him the lead here in the third, but boy, you hate settling for 3 when you're that close to the goal line.
Well, it certainly pains me to say it, but I do think it was the right call. Now, if they lose, you and I both know that'd be one of the things that gets second-guessed. Why didn't you go for it on fourth and goal? I know the mindset was take the points, get the lead. And by the way, if they went for it and got stuffed, they'd second-guess that too.
Mahomes will lead the Chiefs up first and 10 at their own 25-yard line. The drive will begin with a run by Edwards-Helaire. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. On second and 9, Mahomes flushed out right. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. The 20. And all the way in for a Kansas City touchdown. That's a tough combination to defend. You know Patrick Mahomes has the big arm, and he's got the elusiveness and the speed. So even though you force him from the pocket, he's still dangerous.
Bad idea, in my opinion, to force him from the pocket. Do everything possible to hem him in and make him make the throws from right there in the center of it. And look, we know he's got the big arm. You just noted that. But when he gets outside, it puts so much stress on your defense, trying to locate where receivers are, make sure you're covering them, and he can throw the ball the length of the field. So you just tell a receiver, just keep going. He'll find him, and he did there.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Dameon Pierce taking the field with the rest of the Texans offense. He is knocking on the door for 100 yards in this ball game.
And it's so important. It doesn't seem like it's that big of a deal. Just short of it, a little bit over. A little bit over feels better to everyone. Offensive line, running back, team totals, just something magical about breaking that barrier.
He's right there on the doorstep now. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19.
There are so many things to watch for when you play defense. And reading your keys, you always hear about that, and having your eyes in the right place. Sometimes your eyes can fool you. How about that play action there? And it sprang the big guy, didn't it?
Able to dump it over the top to him. On 1st and 10, Mills. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked down and incomplete. Here now is 2nd and 10, again from the 41. Mills. And he whips that one incomplete there. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Mills. Open man there is Collins, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A big one there on 3rd down. They hit for 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Mills now going to keep it. Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. Give to Pierce. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Here's play number 7 on the drive. This is 3rd and 7. Going for it with Pierce. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Mills to the sideline, and out now is Kaimi Fairbairn for the Houston field goal try. The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that'll bring him back within 4. He's got 9 points on field goals now. He's made 3 of them. That gets him a bit closer, but there's no question they need to start turning some of these 3s into 6s.
And for him, it's not his concern, right? He just goes out there when they call on him and goes ahead and puts points up on the board. But the offense has got to get together and figure out what's stalling their drives, so they have to keep calling on him. And
out come the Chiefs now. The offense running out, and they are charged up, ready to go after reaching the end zone on their last drive.
And normally I'd warn against getting complacent just because they scored the last time out. But I don't think there's any worries with this group right now. This is a hungry group, and they want to keep building off of their last drive. Now they just want the officials to hurry up and place the ball so they can snap it and get back to work.
It'll be a gain of 10 to start the drive out, and by a few inches, that'll be a 1st down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. A shotgun snap and a give to Edwards-Helaire. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it, and it's 2nd down. Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. That's caught left side by Hardman. Well, Mahomes finding his burner Hardman for the KC first.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
Yellow.
1st and 10. It's Edwards-Helaire with it. They'll get this up to the 47 and brought down there. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Mahomes now to throw. Gets this into the hands of Gray, the tight end. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now gives him much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on 3rd down. Now Mahomes. He's got his man, Valdez-Scantling. And he's going to be taken down with another 1st down as the stop's made at the Texans' 32-yard line. So they'll, of course, decline the pass interference there and wisely take the yardage.
And I think defensively he's saying, I was getting away with that in the first half. Why are you making that call now? But to me, that one was pretty easy to see. I don't understand what he's upset about. I think it was the correct call.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Mahomes. It's Kelsey on the ground. And he's going to get this down near the 25. Mahomes looks to throw on 3rd down. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
But they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. Operating from the red zone now, Mahomes. Open on the left side. This is Valdez-Scantling. Facing a 2nd and 3. Ball on the 10. Mahomes on the give to Edwards-Helaire. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Here's Mahomes to throw. That's caught at the 2. And he'll be touched down here, but not before he does pick up the 1st. They'll try and run it in with Burton. And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Well, it's apparent the defense understands the situation. They have to keep them out of the end zone here. That's a great start by them. A loss on that play. Can they force them into a field goal attempt and still give their offense an opportunity?
Edwards-Helaire going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got through, but could not get the ball over the chalk. Here's Mahomes, 3rd and goal. And he's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs. Juju Smith-Schuster. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And the Chiefs are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Well, that's certainly going to bump up the old win probability index because now it's a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you're taking me into that deep water now. Win probability index. This game's definitely not over. We're not looking at a 0.5% or something. It's just 2 scores. But the way that this team has played, to me, what I've seen, they absolutely deserve to win this game. They've been the better team by far throughout.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Houston set to take over. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the 4th quarter. This drive becomes very critical. 1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans at their 25-yard line. They'll get things started with a carry by Pierce. And he's got room. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 134 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
That looked like a two-deep coverage, which we call cover two. And what that really means is you have corners, what we call rolled up in about a 5-yard area on the outside receivers. Then your safeties are back closer to the hash marks near the middle of the field, somewhere around 10 to 12 yards back. So if you can break through the first level, you've got a chance to run before you encounter any type of resistance from the safeties.
We saw the example of it right there.
First down, they go right back to Pierce.
And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw, Mills. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Pierce. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense.
Throwing, Mills.
And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. Now after the play, it looks like there's a Texan here slow to get up.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. This from 54 yards away. He's got the leg, but it's no good. He missed it right, and they will remain 2 scores down as the difference holds at 11. And that one, an absolute backbreaker. A chance to get back within a score, couldn't do it.
Yeah, that one went begging, as they say, right? There's the opportunity, and it was missed. But all hope's not lost just yet. But, boy, getting back within 1 score would have been a powerful motivator for their defense to take the field with.
The Chiefs in good position to start out as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44.
Here's Edwards-Helaire as they will start on the ground. And a lane slow and materializing there as he'll get maybe a yard up to the 45.
On 2nd and 9, Mahomes. He's going to find his running back. It's complete.
And they'll get him down on the other side of midfield.
Now here's Mahomes. Open man, Smith-Schuster, it's complete.
And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Here comes Edwards-Helaire on the toss right.
Shedding the tackler, and it gives him some room. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Just a terrific run there, Charles, from a running back who is so compact and powerful, and that strength was on display there.
Yeah, in this part of the game, the 4th quarter, this is where a running back really has a chance to shine. This is what they've been training for, to take over the game down the stretch. The defense, it's been battered all game long. And here, this is just a case of a runner imposing his will and deciding he didn't want to be tackled right there.
Right back to Edwards-Helaire on 1st down.
And he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8.
3 yards on that last carry.
Here's 2nd and 7. To throw, it's Mahomes. Escape, and he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Ross Blacklock able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Hey, was it a breakdown in protection? Did the running back not pick him up? What does it really matter? Sometimes it's just a great play made by the defense. Big-time sack.
After the sack, things get a little tougher here. 3rd and long for Mahomes and the Chiefs. Now back to throw. And that is caught for the touchdown, Kansas City.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
A 12-yard touchdown grab.
And the Chiefs have pretty well put it away here in the 4th quarter. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic.
And now before we get to the extra point, remember all touchdowns do have to be confirmed by the replay official. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right. Extra point by Butker is on target.
And the lead is up to 18 now. So that drives 7 plays in length.
And it was Clyde Edwards-Helaire capping it all off with a touchdown reception.
Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away.
Taking it about the 1. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Heading out is the Texans offense as they get set to take over here.
And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive.
And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here's Mills. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted.
Lonnie Johnson picks it.
And the Chiefs are going to take possession of the football.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And they'll come out with a 3 tight end look on the first play of the drive. Here's Edwards-Helaire. 97 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
On 2nd down and 4, Mahomes. And that's going to be knocked away in the end zone. It's incomplete. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. Mahomes going to throw. He's got it. Touchdown, Chiefs.
Juju Smith-Schuster
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Chiefs take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. And you wonder now if he might be able to remove the helmet, put on the baseball cap, and watch the rest of this one from the sideline. His 5th touchdown pass of the game.
Say that again. Did you say 5th touchdown pass of the game?
Yes, sir.
Boy, that's a heck of a performance, isn't it? Because they've had no answer for him at all game long. Receivers have been open constantly, and he hasn't missed a single one of them.
Extra point by Butker is on target.
And they open the lead up now to 25. So they only needed 3 plays on that drive.
And it's capped off by the touchdown from Juju Smith-Schuster. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look.
1st and 10 now for Mills and the Texans.
At their own 17-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
He's got Jordan complete right side.
And a gain of 4 gets him right to the midfield stripe.
Mills now from the 50.
And he rifles one incomplete. The offense on third down, they're hitting at just 30%, 3 for 10. This will be 3rd and 6.
Looking to throw is Mills.
Got a man, it's Ross, complete. Room here to run.
And he's going to be out of bounds here all the way down inside the 10. And they'll throw again. Here's Mills.
This is caught. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Mills to throw it.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans.
Brevin Jordan.
A 2-yard touchdown grab.
And the Texans are able to cut into that deficit.
Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And that'll cut the lead down to 18. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the Chiefs are going to make the recovery. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
The KC offense and Clyde Edwards-Helaire getting the ball back here.
He's toppled the century mark already, receiving the football, closing in on that on the ground, too. They've really had trouble handling him.
I think from what we've seen in this game, his success through the air has started to open things up for him on the ground, because now he's loosened up the defense, right? They've got to play just about every snap as if another receiver can get downfield on them, and he's been that receiver. Now they bring him back to the backfield. I think his yardage running the ball will increase as this one goes on.
Well, they might need to devote some extra attention to him, something just to stop the momentum he has. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And again, the run defense stout this time. He maybe gets back to the line of scrimmage, but no more.
On third down, here's Edwards-Helaire.
And they'll get him down at the 34, and he's going to be short of the first by a few yards. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down. Butker's kick here is good, and that will extend their lead even further.
So that, Charles, a season long right there.
And you know who's really excited about that? The special teams coordinator, because he's the one who has to tell the head coach in pregame, this is where we trust him from. This distance, he can hit it, and he repaid that trust by knocking that one right through.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
He finds the speedster Ross. That's complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. 22 yards there, a first down.
Well, those are the types of plays they probably wish they had made more of in the first 3 quarters. And this deficit going to be tough to overcome here in the 4th. But a nice first down and a pickup on that throw.
Yeah, and this is where as coaches, you're looking for effort and execution, even though the scoreboard is going against you. You want to find out who's going to fight, who's going to scrap, who's going to keep their heads up and continue to play.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Mills again. On the throw, let him too much that time. It's incomplete.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10.
Now Mills.
Over the middle, complete. That's Brown.
And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard stripe. A higher scoring game, Charles, than we typically see in the National Football League, but fun to watch these offenses. They were really clicking. It seemed like everything that they dialed up worked.
Yeah, it certainly was fun to watch from our perspective. How'd you like to be those defensive coaches, though? That wasn't a blast for them at all. And let's face it, they all game plan, they all scout, they all think they're prepared. But executing and stopping teams, that's another matter entirely.
So for Kansas City, they're not going to go quietly here as the win moves them now to 8-6 on the year. And they will head home next week to take on the Seattle Seahawks. Meanwhile, for the Texans, they've plummeted now to 3-11. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville.
Sinister. This ain't rap music, this straight literature. Small-minded, all your ideas miniature.